Well, welcome. That was easy. It is actually one of my great pleasures every year to join the IOP and co-sponsoring this event. I'll have a couple words at the end about why I think it's so important that we do this each and every year. But the fact that we have been sustaining this tradition now for 23 years, I think proves the validity of the idea that in coming together and tackling shared challenges is the best way to realize shared opportunity and to advance the region. I want to thank all of you for taking your time to be here personally and to kind of roll up your sleeves and tackle these issues together. I think it's maybe one of the most visible strengths of our region is the willingness of our leaders to take that time and to band together and work together directly. So I want to thank all of you for being here. Before we get too far, since I just saw him walk in, I want to congratulate this year's Mo Coleman Award winner, Fred Tiemann. Fred. Fred, by virtue of his height alone, is somebody I was not likely to miss in the audience. So when I saw him coming in, but it's his stature in the community, of course, that we recognize today. And as many of you know, in addition to his distinguished law career, he capably led the Buell Foundation for a decade, and he continues, as you know, to work tirelessly to support this region through the Buell Chair for Civic Leadership. And Fred, it's great for us to have the chance to honor you later today. And in case I can't be there, let me extend again my congratulations to you. Closer to home, we proudly remind everyone that Fred is an alumnus of the Pitt School of Law. So as we always say, the best measure of a great university is measured through the lives of the people who went here. The Coleman Award is also all the more meaningful this year, as all of us associated with the Institute of Politics and the university community are still feeling the absence of Mo Coleman, who died earlier this year. The best and most fitting tribute to Mo is probably the presence of all of you here today, ready to work together for the common good. For more than 2 decades, this retreat has provided a kind of a safe space for public and private leaders to come together and to do the hard work of collaborating for the benefit of the people of this region. And this year's theme, Building a Stronger Region by Addressing Urban and Rural Needs Together, is a very timely topic and a subject of vital importance to the future of Pennsylvania and indeed the nation. In fact, let me diverge for a second. As many of you know, before coming to the University of Pittsburgh, I was with the U.S. Commerce Department. And in my last role as the acting deputy secretary, one of the elements under our responsibility was to foster the conditions for economic growth and prosperity in the United States. One of the most vexing questions we faced at the time, and I think it's just as true today, is how to advance economic opportunity across and in specific areas. This idea of place-based economic development, where you really embrace the integrating power of a location to look at all the elements that contribute to economic success, is one that I think is going to continue to be more and more important. But I was mentioning this to Mark as we were starting. Many of those place-based activities get very specific. And so these tend to result in different discussions for those looking at rural economic development than for urban economic development. This should clearly not make sense to any of us here in Western Pennsylvania. The region would not function if we either ignored the presence of urban centers like Pittsburgh, nor in Pittsburgh ignored the activities in the surrounding communities. We are of a region, and in fact our economic future is tied together as a region. And I think this idea of using place in a broader sense as a regional strategy is in fact the only way we're going to make significant progress. So I really applaud you for taking on this challenge despite its obvious complexity, and I'm looking forward to what you come together. It does seem that we live at a time of deepening divisions. Rising polarization and incivility can sometimes mask the fact that our mutual interest and our shared vision for the region far outweigh anything that divides us. You know, a university's mission to fundamentally make the world a better place through knowledge is one that's only effective when our activities bridge the divisions between us. And we fail in our mission when we focus on things that reinforce the divisions. So as you can imagine, in a lively community like Pitt, where we have the Oakland campus here in Pittsburgh and 4 regional campuses in Johnstown, Bradford, Titusville, and Greensburg, these kinds of divisions are on display all the time, something we talk about frequently here at Pitt. But as a university community, we welcome that tension. We believe a great university belongs in the turbulence of our times, and so we seek to bring people together to tackle and focus on the things that unite us. Let me finish with just, again, a note of thanks, not only for your presence, but your willingness to engage together to tackle this challenge. I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes out of this, and I wish you a very good retreat. Thank you.